All right. So here we are for lesson 4, the last lesson of God and Me. And we have our pastor review planned for February 17th with Pastor Rich. And I said, I think in the email what time. There's God and Family class doing it and the God and Me class doing it. So lesson 3, we talked about prayer and praying, and this is the game for lesson 3 where if you cut that out and glue here and fold it, you get a cube, and you can play that where you practice doing parts of an apology. Okay, so we're going to start with lesson 4 on what page is it? Oh, I have folks here today. Woo! No way. She's hiding. She hid. Lesson 4. It's back here.
25.
Page 25. Can you find page 25? 25. All right. 25 right here. So, section 4, because God cares for me, I can care for others. Exploring. A lamb is lost. A lamb is lost, and a shepherd needs to find his lost lamb. Help this shepherd find the lost lamb. Look for the lamb among the bushes. So we see on this page, is a little picture with a bunch of bushes. It's not colored in. Color the lamb when you find it. So see if you can find the lamb in that. All right, everybody found it pretty quickly. Hopefully you have found it at home. So color that in, and then once you have colored in your sheep that you found, draw a sheep somewhere on the picture. So go ahead and give another one of those fluff balls a little eye and maybe a little ear.
Put like an eye in here on that guy.
And hide a sheep for yourself. So can you guys tell me about a time when you were lost, or when something that's important to you was lost? Any have you ever been lost? No, never gotten lost. No. Good mommy. I've lost plenty of kids.
That's why we have leashes.
There you go. Have you ever gotten lost? Yeah, I was counting on you. That's nice. Nice. All right. So if you've never been lost, have you ever lost something? Yes. So you've experienced that loss. So when you get lost, your parents panic and get really stressed out because, yes, that would be a very scary and sad thing. But so when you've lost something, how, oh no, I can't find it. How it makes you feel inside. It makes you feel kind of
like your anxiety.
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally. So think about how you felt, and think about if anybody helped you. So when you got lost, did somebody help you, or did mom and dad find you? Somebody helped you. We lost Nathan in Disney World. That was awesome. As like a 10-year-old. Like he wasn't even little, but he didn't know our phone number, so that made it difficult. So write your parents' phone number on your arm, just in case you get lost. Yeah.
I remember how we lost.
That's what Lincoln did because he got lost.
Did somebody from the store help you?
Yeah.
We lost
Target.
Colby and Coles.
Okay, you're like,
Oh yeah, I remember.
Coles? It's like a clothing rack?
Well, yeah, he wasn't in a clothing rack, but he had gone to this like alcove. The front door is here, but then there's this alcove here next to the front door with windows, and he was staring out the windows. And we couldn't see him because we were in the store looking. Oh my gosh. Ugh. So somebody helped you, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Several people.
Several people helped you. Now, when you lost something, did somebody help you find it? Yeah. So you were able to count on somebody's help there. All right. So God, me, and the Bible. There are many times that we feel lost and lonely. The Bible teaches us that God is like a shepherd. When we're lost, God finds us. God loves and cares for us, just like a shepherd loves and cares for sheep. Story 1. Jesus is the Good Shepherd. Okay, so there are many times, I read that. So story 1, Jesus is the Good Shepherd. Okay, in Jesus' time, many people raised sheep. The shepherds knew their sheep by name. The sheep would come when their shepherd called them, and the shepherds led the sheep to places where the sheep could find good grass to eat. And the shepherds also protected the sheep from danger. What could be dangerous for the sheep?
Like foxes and coyotes.
Yeah, coyotes, foxes, maybe falling off the edge of a cliff. So the shepherds would protect them. They didn't want their sheep to get lost or attacked by wild animals. Read a story about a sheep that got lost. And this is Matthew 18:12 through 14. And it starts like this. What do you think? Suppose a man owns 100 sheep and one of them wanders away. Won't he leave the 99 sheep on the hills? Won't he go and look for the one that wandered off? What I'm about to tell you is true. If he finds that sheep, he is happier about the one than about the 99 that didn't wander off. It is the same with your Father in heaven. He does not want any of these little ones to be lost. Okay, so turning the page to page 26. Number 1, it says, draw a sheep and label it Jesus. So in the box that says sheep, we're going to draw a sheep and label it Jesus.
Draw a shepherd.
Oh, draw a shepherd. Follow the directions. So this first box here where it says shepherd, you're going to draw a person and you're going to put the name Jesus under shepherd. Under the word shepherd, you're going to put the name Jesus.
There you go. Look at that.
So Jesus, put Jesus' name under shepherd. And then anybody watching the video, you can pause and spend more time drawing. But we're going to then draw a sheep and label it with our own name. So if I draw a sheep, I'm going to say Becky. And Cameron drew a sheep and said Cameron. So you guys draw a sheep and label it with your own name. So you take the time to do that at home too. Okay, so now we have a shepherd and we have a sheep. And now tell how Jesus is like the shepherd in the story. So in the story, remember, we talked about the shepherd and how he would go and look for the sheep, the one sheep that wandered off, and he would be very happy about that one sheep that wandered off once he found that sheep. He would be very happy. He does not want to lose any of these little ones that are lost. So, how is Jesus like that shepherd? Any ideas? So that's, so write down, are we supposed to write it down? misplaced. Tell how, just tell how the shepherd in the story is like Jesus. And you said he doesn't want anybody to get lost. Yes. Any ideas for you? When is he happy?
He's happy when we're all following his ways.
He can be happy when we're all following his ways. That's nice. I like that. I also want you to think about Jesus is like the shepherd because he knows each of us by name. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
So Jesus knows my name, and he knows your name too, and he calls us by name. He cares for us just like shepherds care for their sheep, and protects us just like shepherds protect their sheep. And he loves us. He doesn't want to lose us, and he comes to find us when we wander off. Just like a shepherd will go out looking for his sheep when one wanders off. And he's always happy to find us. All right, and then how are we like the sheep in the story? How are we like the sheep in the story? Do we need somebody to look after us?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good to have Jesus's guidance and his protection, right? Do we tend to wander off, just like sheep? Yep, it happens. We definitely do. Also think about, we're like sheep because we need someone to take care of us. We don't always know what's best for us, and we can get distracted and lose our way. I do that almost every day. Almost every day. Get distracted and lose my way, or lose my place in the book. We can't find our way home without a shepherd. We are important to our shepherd. We are important to Jesus. So now we're going to read these sentences, and I'm going to do what I did with my other class, and we're going to do an agree and disagree, where you get to get up and move, okay? So you two stand right here behind Mr. Merker. Ben, you're on. We're going to move so you're not stuck. Just stand behind Mr. Merker right here with Sophie. Okay, now I'm going to read a sentence. If you agree with it, if you think that sentence is true, you're going to come over here and stand by the window. If you think that sentence is false, if you don't agree with the sentence, you're going to go stand in the doorway. Okay? Are you ready? And there's no right or wrong answers. And then our parents are going to mark off on our book whether we went to agree or we went to disagree. Okay? So the first one was, it was the sheep's own fault that it got lost. Do you agree or do you disagree? It was the sheep's fault that it got lost. So you guys disagree. That's good. Come on back to the middle. The sheep was trying to run away. Do you think the sheep was trying to run away? If you think it was, go to the window. If you think it was going not trying to run away, you go to the doorway. Do you think it was trying to run away or it was not? All right, they both disagree. And no, I think they're both running away. Okay, number 3. Only one lost sheep doesn't really matter. It's only one. He had 100 sheep. Only one lost sheep doesn't really matter. Do you agree that it doesn't matter? You go to the window. You disagree. You go to the doorway, not through it and around the corner. You guys are hilarious. All right, good job. Come back. Number 4. The shepherd looked for the lost sheep because he loved it. Do you agree? Oh, they're running for the agree. Nice. Very good. Okay, back to the middle. Agree. Nice. The shepherd scolded the sheep when he found it. You shouldn't wander off. Did the shepherd do that? Do you agree or you disagree? All right, they disagree. Number 6. Sometimes I wander away and get lost. Sometimes that happens. Agree or disagree? Aw, they agree. I do too. Okay, back to the middle. And number 7, I know that Jesus will always find me. Do you agree or do you disagree? Okay. Good job. And last one, to the middle. I feel safe with Jesus. Do you agree or do you disagree? Okay. All right. We have your answers down. Good job. So, let's talk about the last one. How you said, I feel safe with Jesus. Tell me some ways that Jesus helps you feel safe. Any ideas? Any ideas how Jesus can help you feel safe? No, it's okay. If nothing's coming to mind, I understand. So what I always tell my kids is, and we talked about this in my other class too, is you're never alone. So even when you're alone physically, because there's no other person there, Jesus is always right with you. So you can be brave and you can feel safer because you know that he's right there with you. And that can help you be brave enough to find a solution to the scary situation. So whether it's going to get help or maybe you're just trying to go to sleep and you've got a scary picture that keeps coming in your head. When what we do is we try to think about Jesus and being on a cloud and there being lots of light. So even if it's dark in our room, we can picture with our eyes closed that there's lots of light and that light chases away the scary pictures. And that light is Jesus, right? And we can be thankful for that and we can make sure that we're hanging on to that, being connected with that. Any other ideas that you wanted to add? Ways that we can feel safe with Jesus. That's okay. Let's turn the page to page 27.
27.
All right. Here it says, there are many people who care for children and help them learn and grow. They are like good shepherds. Who are the people who act as good shepherds for you? Now, I'm sure you've got tons, and we're going to choose 3. Write their names below. Write as many names as you can, and you'll have to draw more shepherd staffs. We're going to stop at the 3. And at home, you can add more, because maybe too many come to mind, and you just got to go, right? Because there are a lot of good shepherds in our lives. They're not just in our families. They can be other people in our lives, other people who help guide us and keep us safe and protect us. Maybe they're at church, maybe they're at school, maybe they're at Scouts. Who are some other people that are good shepherds for you? Okay, so now we're moving on to Jesus is a friend to all. Jesus is a good shepherd to all people, and Jesus wants us to be good shepherds too. Because Jesus cares for us, we can care for others. Because Jesus shares God's love with us, we can share God's love with others. Read a story about a person who had very few friends. Find out how that person changed when Jesus became his friend. So we're turning to Luke chapter 19, verses 1 through 10. Zacchaeus. How do you say it? Do you say Zacchaeus or Zacchaeus? Zacchaeus?
Zacchaeus?
Zacchaeus? I think that's what I usually say. Zacchaeus. Okay, so Zacchaeus the tax collector. Now, back in this time, the tax collectors were not well thought of. They were usually causing some trouble and not the nicest people. So Jesus entered Jericho and was passing through. A man named Zacchaeus lived there. He was a chief tax collector and he was very rich. Zacchaeus wanted to see who Jesus was, but he was a short man. He could not see Jesus because of the crowd. So he ran ahead and jumped a sycamore fig tree. He wanted to see Jesus, who was coming that way. Jesus reached the spot where Zacchaeus was. He looked up and said, "Zacchaeus, come down at once. I must stay at your house today." What? So Zacchaeus came down at once and welcomed him gladly. All the people saw this. They began to whisper among themselves. They said, "Jesus has gone to be the guest of a sinner?" But Zacchaeus stood up. He said, "Look, Lord, here and now I give half of what I own to those who are poor. And if I have cheated anybody out of anything, I will pay it back. I will pay back 4 times the amount I took." Jesus said to Zacchaeus, "Today salvation has come to your house. You are a member of Abraham's family line. The Son of Man came to look for the lost and save them." So I'm going to read this little part in this youth Bible that tells a little bit more about Zacchaeus so you understand. Zacchaeus was a tax collector in the city of Jericho, and he had cheated many people out of their money. He was short, so he climbed up on a tree to see Jesus, and Jesus asked him to come down from the tree. Zacchaeus obeyed, and he gave half of everything he owned to the poor. He was sorry for his sins, and Jesus forgave him. So that is the story of Zacchaeus. All right, we're going to put that story in order. So we have some scenes from that story, and we want to put them in order. We're going to sort them out. The story below is all mixed up. We're going to number them. So Jesus told Zacchaeus to come down out of the tree. I don't think that happened first. No. Crowds of people surrounded Jesus.
Nope.
I don't think that happened first. Jesus went home with Zacchaeus.
Nope.
Definitely not, right? Jesus entered the town of Jericho. Oh, that might be it. Let's read the other two and see if that one's it. Zacchaeus climbed a tree to see Jesus, and Zacchaeus was sorry for cheating other people. So I think the first one is Jesus entered the town of Jericho. So what happened when Jesus entered the town of Jericho? Did people come to see him? Lots of people came out to see him, right? So there were lots of crowds of people around Jesus. Is that one of our choices?
Yeah.
That's number 2. Crowds of people surrounded Jesus. What happened next? Did Zacharias come down out of the tree? Oh, Jesus tell him to? Did Jesus go home with him? Or did Zacchaeus climb a tree to see Jesus? What was next? Yeah, he had to climb the tree before Jesus could say, "Come down from the tree." So Zacchaeus climbed the tree to see Jesus, so that's number 3. And then what was after that? Then Jesus told him to come down, right? Mm-hmm. So that's number 4. Number 4, Jesus told Zacchaeus to come down out of the tree. So that leaves 2 choices left. Jesus went home with Zacchaeus, and Zacchaeus was sorry for cheating other people. Which one happened first? Which one?
Jesus went home with Zacchaeus.
Yes, Jesus went home with Zacchaeus, and then the last one, number 6, is Zacchaeus was sorry for cheating other people. So you should have 4, 2, 5, 1, 3, 6. Yeah. And at home, you can even draw in this space your favorite scene from that story. But we're going to move on. Turning the page to page 28. Okay, ooh, we can stand up again. We're going to do a before and after. So Zacchaeus was a changed person. Read this list of words and phrases below and decide which words describe Zacchaeus before. The window will be before, okay? And which words describe him after he met Jesus. So before he met Jesus and after he met Jesus, okay? And then we're going to cross out the words that describe Zacchaeus before he met Jesus, okay? Adults, watch. If they go to the window, you want to cross out. If they go to the doorway, you want to circle. Cross out the words that describe Zacchaeus before he met Jesus and circle the words for after he met Jesus. Okay, so the word is found. Was he found before he met Jesus or after he met Jesus? Do you think his cheating people made him lost and so Jesus helped him be found? Was he found before or after?
Which one? Which?
Cross out if before.
Before? After?
After, yeah. Cross out. Okay. All right, go back to the middle. All right, the word is alone. Was he alone before he met Jesus, or was he alone after he met Jesus? All right, go back to the middle. Lost. Was he lost before he met Jesus, or was he lost after he met Jesus? Jesus is the shepherd. Did he help find him so he was lost before he met Jesus? All right. Go back to the middle. The word is sorry. Was he sorry before he met Jesus or after he met Jesus? Nice. We've got some sorries. Okay, come back. All right, happy. Was he happy before he met Jesus or after he met Jesus? Nice. Okay, come back. Friendly. Friendly. Was Zacchaeus friendly before he met Jesus or after? Good job. And what about treating people unfairly? Did he treat people unfairly before or after? Good job. Okay, come back to the center. Do you think he was sad before he met Jesus or after he met Jesus? Do you think he was sad? Good. And go back to the middle. What do you think about sharing God's love? Do you think Zacchaeus shared God's love before he met Jesus or after he met Jesus? Awesome. 2 more, you guys. 2 more. All right. Do you think Zacchaeus gave to the poor before he met Jesus or after he met Jesus? Do you think he helped others before he met Jesus? Okay, good job. Last one. Come on back. Do you think he was a cheater? Was he a cheater before he met Jesus or after he met Jesus? Okay, nice job. So when he met Jesus, Jesus helped change him, right? He was changed. Before he was alone, he was a cheater, he was lost and sad and treated people unfairly. But after, he was friendly and found and happy and shared God's love with others and gave to the poor, and he was sorry. Good job. Good job. Have a seat. All right. Number 3 says, Jesus shared God's love with Zacchaeus. Jesus wants you to share God's love with other people too. How can you be a good shepherd to others? The list below tells you ways that you can be friendly with people. Add some more to this list with your own ideas. So this helps you think of ways to directly apply this lesson to your life. So this encourages you to come up with other ways that you can be friendly and helpful. So it lists that you can play a game with someone who doesn't have very many friends. Or you could go visit someone who seems lonely. What do they have now on the playground at the school?
Buddy bench.
Buddy bench. Do you think you could be watching the buddy bench and see if somebody needs you to come over and ask them to come play with them?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very nice thing, and that is very much what Jesus would want you to do. You can write a thank you letter to one of your teachers for helping you learn. What are some other things that you can do that are really nice things that you can list below? Ways that you can be friendly with people. Share. You could share something with somebody. Yeah. Go ahead, write that down. Share something. What would you want to share?
Toys.
Share a toy? Yeah, nice. Nice handwriting. Ooh. Nice. You're fine. Share toys. What else? What else can you do that's friendly?
Help someone.
Help someone. Like how? What's one way you could help someone? What did we do with Scouts in January? What did we bring into the PAC meeting?
Food.
Yeah, we donate food, right? That's one way to help people. What's another way we can help someone? Soph, what's another way we can help someone? Besides donating food, how else can we help someone?
Give things away.
So take things that we aren't using anymore that are still good and usable and donate those to people, right? Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yes. Clean that house out.
Yeah, clean out our house while helping others. Good. Any others? How about just having a smile on your face? Because it doesn't cost you anything. You don't even have to talk to someone. But just having a smile on your face can lift someone else's day by you smiling at them. That's a very easy way to reach out to people. Super duper, you guys. I'm so proud of you. That's a good list. All right, we're looking at page 29. Here are the hands again. You're going to think of these hands as God's hands. And in here, you're going to draw a picture thinking of the shepherd story and the one lost sheep and remembering the story of Zacchaeus up in the tree who Jesus called him down. On these hands, you're going to draw a little picture that will remind you of this lesson. So maybe you want to draw a sheep. Maybe you want to draw a tree.
A shepherd.
Maybe you want to draw a shepherd. Yes, something in these hands that will help you remember this lesson. Okay, and then you can write a little sentence. You could write, lost and found. You could write, Jesus is my shepherd. Jesus can change me. I can share God's love with others. There's no right or wrong, but something that will help you remember what we talked about in this lesson. And then, of course, your hands that are in your game boxes, or that you want to put, that you're going to put on your game box. So you're going to take one of your hands and you're going to draw something just like the shepherd, something that will remind you also of this lesson, and you're going to attach that to the outside of your game box, okay? So don't forget to do that. That'll help remind you what this lesson was about. Okay, and then this week's game is a board game. And this game will help you review all the things you learned in the God and Me program. So we've got all these little cards that you will get with your, or already have with your game pieces that we handed out, and your game board. Okay, so you're going to write on some of these squares some special things, like take a turn or take another turn, or you can write your finish. This is the lost sheep, so maybe this is the start and this is the finish, so you can write finish up here and start down here. And then maybe this says go again, or, you know, do some special spaces like lose a turn or move back 3 spaces or something like that. And then we have our cards, and each card has a God and Me program question on something that we learned during our 4 lessons, okay? And you're going to play this game at home. You can also make up your own questions. You don't have to just use the questions that I gave you. And then we have, everybody should have a baggie that your items go into for the game. You will also need some sort of playing piece. So maybe you have to rate a game at home, or maybe you use a penny or a nickel, you know, so that you know it's different people, and play this game with somebody at home. So here's a question, just to show you an example. Mary and Joseph thought up a name for Jesus all by themselves. Is that true or is that false?
False.
False. Yes, it is false, because the angel came to both Mary and Joseph and said, "You will name this baby Jesus." How about this one? Prayers have to be memorized. Do prayers have to be memorized? No. No, prayers do not have to be memorized. You can make them up on the fly, and you can speak to God with whatever you have in your heart, right? So this is our last lesson, and that is the last game. For the homework type area, you can look at these activities that they have here and choose one of these to do, or do something else and just write it here if you don't do one of these activities, and then tell what your family learned together as a family. When we meet with Pastor Rich, he's going to sign this section at the bottom right here, and that will allow us to then order the medals for Scout Sunday. Nice. And what we're going to do right now, even though we haven't had that last part finished yet, we're going to draw our hand right here on this last page. Let me read it to you while your adult partner can help trace your hand in the middle of page 31. Your workbook is your story of God and me together. So when you have completed the whole workbook, you can flip through it and look at the hands at the end of each section and read some of your answers as you filled out the workbook. And remember what we talked about and some of the stories that we read, right? Now you're drawing one of your own hands. Remember all those hands of God's throughout the book? Now you're drawing your own hand. And did you know that God can use you to reach out and touch other people? He doesn't have to use his own hands just to do that. He can use you to do his work. Did you know that? So think about some people that you can tell about God's love, or think about some ways that you can share God's love, and write the names of at least 3 people in the hand that could use some of the good that you do by showing God's love. So think of some people and put some names down in that hand that you drew of yours. And then go ahead and go share God's love with those people. So whether it's showing them a smile or writing them a note, or maybe you want to donate some food. It is Super Bowl of Caring this week, just so you all know. Super Bowl of Caring. Where we collect food for the local food banks as we head into the Super Bowl.
Grandpa.
So make sure that you get 3 names at least down in there, and then go do something for them. It does not need to be a big thing, but something small where you are showing God's love. Okay? All right, and so that is the end of the program. You will continue to practice the Lord's Prayer, because Pastor Rich will see that and listen to that, and we'll all say it together. And continue to work on your workbook on lessons that we didn't do together. You want to make sure that your workbook is filled out, and play those games. And remember the lessons, especially this last game with the question cards, because that will, it kind of reviews the whole program. Okay? I'll pause this and see if anybody here has any questions, and anybody watching the video is welcome to email me. We'll see you at our pastor review.